Hello, and welcome to Sinister Sinema.
What is up, guys? Welcome to day
27.
of
And so
31.
close, so close.
There's like not much left either. There's not a lot of movies left.
Mr. Monkey, I presume.
Look at that. 4 more movies left. Isn't that crazy? I'm gonna finally get to sleep in. I'm gonna get to do something at night. I'm gonna get to play my guitar. Did you see I pulled my guitar out?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I finally get to fucking keep practicing the old skin flute. It's been a while.
I'm gonna open this beer up here.
Man, what's up? Nobody said we were going to be drinking.
Oh, fuck. That was bad.
Lucky it shot all over here and not...
Shot all over the mic. You gotta get it off there.
Oh, shit. Doug just fucking deep-throated the mic.
Dude, I gotta get a napkin. This is bad. This shit's everywhere.
So, today we're talking about 1987 supernatural horror movie called The Gate. I saw this bitch in the theater back when I was in middle school.
I had a handkerchief in the car.
Man, you fucking ran out there quick.
Fuck.
You gotta be careful. My aunt was probably around the back. Don't run like that around my Thea, dude.
She'll be like, what is going on?
She'll fucking go at you with the fucking her tree stump leg.
Oh, that was rough.
Have you ever heard of the elephant foot? The elephant foot, it's a famous picture at Chernobyl.
No.
Well, it's all the radiation. It's getting so hot that it's slowly eating to the ground.
That's
China.
cool.
Yeah, it'll eventually, in millions of years, it's probably going to go through the entire Earth. For real. Well, it looks like an elephant's foot, and it also looks like my Thea's foot.
Dude, I fucked my microphone. It's so wet right now. Gotta get that off.
Well, I said what we were talking about. Where's the marquee?
Oh, what are we talking about?
The gate.
Oh, yeah.
That G. Oh, see that G. Well, I don't know. That G looks like an 8.
G's kind of look a little 6-y to me.
Looks like an 8 to me.
Or a B. I don't know. They're not that great. The G's not that great. Cabron. Cabron.
Isn't that a fancy wine?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's like a Cabernet. Cabernet. Man. So, The Gate.
87.
87. So, I'm going to tell you something that I've been wanting to tell you. Was it looking a little too wet? I want to tell you something that I've been wanting to tell you since we picked The Gate.
What?
This is the very first movie that I legally bought a ticket to when I was 13 years old. It's the very first PG-13 movie that I was able to buy a ticket to being 13.
Mr. Monkey. There goes Doug into the fucking theater with his overalls cut too short.
And
right past the knee, no fucking shoes on, no shirt. Just these fucking overalls, hair all fucked up.
No, I was probably wearing swim trunks and a tank top.
I picture you more hillbilly.
Style.
More hillbilly.
No, I wasn't that hillbilly. I was like all like a skater kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I want to picture you as a hillbilly skater.
You can picture me as a hillbilly skater. I did have a pair of overalls, a pair of Dickie overalls that I'd wear every once in a while. So the now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to remember how, because you could go to the movies when you were 13 years old, you know, the PG-13 movie. I don't remember how I was able to prove that I was 13 that they let me in.
You just tell them. Back then, they didn't give a shit.
I think that's probably right, but I do, because this isn't the first PG-13 movie I went to, but it is the first PG-13 movie that I actually was able to buy a ticket to. It came out like 2 weeks before my birthday. So whenever I went, and I was like, I'm 13, and I bought a ticket, and I was like, this is awesome.
You know,
That's
before I think they changed it. Before you couldn't take kids into draft house movies. No kids allowed.
Yeah, there's one like that in San Francisco. It used to be.
Well, they didn't say anything. We bought our tickets. It was me and my girlfriend at the time and her son. We bought our tickets. We buy a couple of beers. We're standing in line, and the fucking manager, who was a bitch, she's still a bitch. I don't give a fuck. I forgot her name, and I wouldn't say it, but fucking bitch. Not being like, excuse me, sir, can I talk to you off to the side? No, she was like, kids aren't allowed. Like, just came up and talked rude. So I told her, I was like, that's cool. Just don't be so fucking rude. And she was like, if you go to the front, we'll give you your money back, but no kids allowed. And I'm like, you're also going to give me back my money for these beers. And she was like, we have a customer going up to the front on their stupid little fucking microphone. Give him back his money for the beers too. And on the way there, guess what? We chugged our beers.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
That
they
sucks,
changed
man.
it. Yeah, they changed it. So we're like, fuck. We didn't go to
I mean,
movies.
there's one. So there's a theater in, I think it's called Kabuki Theater. I don't know. It's like in Japantown in
That's racist.
in San Francisco, and they have one theater that they don't have like table service like they do at Alamo Draft House, but right outside of the theater there's like a little bar, and they
It's like
have
the Bijou.
drinks. And there's one theater, the one that they have drinks in, that is a 21 and up theater. So they'll have showings, and then they'll have 21 and up showings. So it's like pretty cool, and you can get food and everything to take in with you. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I think I've told you about my what was the ring called? No, the Grudge called in Japan.
Ringo?
Wasn't that the ring?
Yeah, but it was called Ringo.
No, the ring was called Ringu. The Grudge was called something else.
Oh, I don't even remember.
But it was one of those two movies. I think it was actually Ringu. But that's the one where the lady brought her little kid in, and they were like just talking on the cell phone. And I was like, dude, fuck this. I got so mad. I was like, this guy's going to beat my ass after we're done.
People suck, dude. They don't have no respect for anybody.
They sat right... There was no one in that fucking theater. And they sat right behind us and proceeded to talk through the whole movie. I mean, like answering their cell phones talking.
Don't you fucking talk. Wait, if you sit around Doug at a theater. Doug gets that fire in his eyes.
It's a hillbilly
And
fire.
if there's a fucking refrigerator around anywhere, he will punch that bitch.
Mm-hmm. You don't even want to see it.
Hey, what's up, Frankie? Long time no talk. Yeah, so the Gate is Steven Dorff's first movie.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude, seeing him. It kind of looks like him. Like, you're like, that
It
kid.
looks like him, but in a weird way.
Yeah, that kid looks
'Cause he's so
familiar.
little. Yeah, he's so little. It's so funny.
Yeah, and he was also well known for the Blade, first Blade.
Yeah.
He plays
Yeah,
that.
he
I
was
can't remember that who he plays.
It starts with an L.
It's a cool name. I saw it. I should have wrote it down.
He's like a good little actor, and it's awesome. And in Blade, he's good too. Oh, Deacon
Frost.
I don't know why I thought
Deacon Frost, right? Yeah.
I
I
don't
knew
know
it.
why.
I was like, fuck, I can't.
Yeah, man, it was it's such a great movie.
What?
I love The Gate.
Oh,
I mean, Blade is good too, in like that super cheesy Wesley Snipes way.
Blade 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Guillermo del Toro.
that's one of the that's one of the sequels that's better than the original. Just
Very
like
few.
Aliens.
Yeah, very few.
You were supposed to get mad about that. I said like Aliens.
What about it?
Oh, I thought you told me that you thought Alien was better than Aliens before. Or do you think they're both equally?
I think they're both equally.
Yeah,
I didn't like the soundtrack. I didn't like the score for Aliens. Too military. I mean, it's a fucking military movie.
Yeah.
It's not really a horror movie. It's a military sci-fi. But yeah, the soundtrack, the score was too military. But whatever. I mean, it still worked, I guess.
Yeah, I liked it. So,
True Detective, Frank, not True Crimes.
I was wondering, I was like, True Crimes. Yeah, True Detective. I want to
Dude,
see it.
Steven Dorff is so fucking good in that. It's equivalent to the first season, I'm telling you.
So that's the thing is, I think I didn't want to watch the third one because I watched the second one.
Oh, the second one sucked.
And
I couldn't even get through it. It was
how
bad.
did it go from this first season being this good to whatever this pilot
Same
is?
writers.
I don't know how it's weird, right?
No, same writer for the third season.
First and third are the same, but the second was
I don't
different.
think the second one was. It's a totally different. Like, it's not even the same kind of. Best part is when Colin Farrell beats the shit out of that dad because the kid stole his son's shoes.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through it. But season 3 gets you right away. It's just fucking great.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. We'll have more time at fucking November 1st.
I know.
We can start watching the Orville again.
I know. So the Gate is about a kid who accidentally opens a gate to another world. I mean, he doesn't open it, but he reopens it, I guess. I think it would have reopened without him, but
No, they wouldn't have fucked with it.
I do have a question. In the opening scene, it's a dream sequence, or I don't know if it's a dream sequence. This is my question.
It was already channeling to him.
He's in a tree house in his backyard, and lightning strikes it and it falls. And he's like, ah! But then he wakes up in bed. Was he dreaming? But the tree really has fallen, and there's workers out there cutting it apart. Do you think that he dreamed about being in the tree? Or do you think that he was actually in the tree the first time it fell, and this is just a few days later? Or do you think he was in the tree when it fell, and he dreamed about it, and he woke up to them cutting it apart?
D.
None of the above?
All of the above.
Everything.
Yeah, it could be anything, really. Whatever you want to think it is.
I kind of always thought he was in the treehouse when it fell, maybe. And then he was having a nightmare about it because it was so terrifying. But then he wakes up the next day to them actually cutting the tree apart.
See, Frankie said flashback dream.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how I always saw it. And the last time I watched it, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, man, I've always kind of wondered, is this a dream or is this like him dreaming because it actually happened to him? So I'm going to go with Frankie and say it is a flashback dream. It actually happened to him, and he's terrified.
So C. Flashback dream. And his best fucking buddy, old Terry.
Dude, Terry is the metalist little mouth dude ever.
That was me right before high school.
Like Terry?
I fucking blue jean jacket, Metallica patch, Metallica shirt, tight pants, high tops, long hair.
Jumping on your bed,
jumping on my bed,
songs.
Playing a fucking, what do you call them? Invisible guitars? What do you call them?
Air guitar.
I call them invisibles.
Uh-oh, fog machine.
Fucking Panama Red's already in the house with the fog machine.
Coming in hot with the fog machine. Look at that, it's filling up. I'm just going to let it run until it stops. See, it already stopped. The fog machine.
Looks like the gate. Looks like the gate.
Fog machine's starting to shit out on us.
Yeah, so good old fucking Terry wearing his fucking metal vest.
Yeah.
With
a pentagram on it.
With the pentagram on the back, fucking Killer Dwarves.
Yeah. Yeah, Killer Dwarves is his band patch. Yeah.
You know, that was in the trivia. They're like, Killer Dwarves is actually a real fucking rock and roll band from Canada, blah, blah, blah.
This was shot in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Canadian. And this thing did really well. How much did you say the box office was?
$43 million. That's absurd.
On a $2 million budget.
That's all it was? You found it? Fuck.
Oh, I heard it in the extras. I think he said 2.4 or something.
$43 million. And it has like a pretty good rating on IMDb,
Yeah.
like 60 or Rotten Tomatoes. It was like 63%.
And I think the director said it came out the same time as Ishtar or something, or around the same time.
That was the most expensive flop ever made.
Which was a crazy, I think I think he said Ishtar was made for $40 million, which was crazy amount of money at the time. And they were outperforming it in every market. I'm like, man, that's badass to think that this little movie. So he said after the first week, because the opening box office was so good, that all these papers picked up on it, and they're like, wow, this movie's doing amazing. And it was only made on this little tiny budget, and it's outperforming these huge budget movies. And so they got even more
it was at South Park
press.
Mall, so because movies like that don't get released at a lot of theaters.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember going to see it.
Yeah, me too. That was fun.
That's actually why I was trying to look for pictures of that mall that they tore down today, because I was like, man, it'd be cool if I could find a picture of the old.
They were supposed to make Alex Winter was in the process of making a 3D remake.
That'd be badass.
In 2016, 2011, but nothing ever happened.
What was he gonna like? He was just gonna be like the producer or
he
something.
Was director.
Director.
That dude directs now, so
that'd be cool.
I would love to see this a remake.
Yeah.
Like the really old, really low budget ones. I mean, it's cool to remake them, but
dude, could you imagine if they remade like Deadly Spawn, stuff like that? Like the ridiculous money they could put into that and probably make it into a really good, really good movie. The thing about this one was they really did a really good job on the makeup or the special effects.
There's a few stop motion, like the main demon at the end, which looks more like an alien to me.
Yeah, it was still, but it was still a big, it was stop motion, but it was, and there was some little stuff, I think where they
one of the demon's hand,
and like whenever it actually shows them like next to them, you can kind of see a little bit of green around them, but the majority of it was actually done by
forced perspective. They knocked that shit out of the park, dude.
And that's crazy. Like the part where what's her friend's name? Starts with a T.
Terry.
Whenever Terry like actually goes down or falls down into the gate, and they filmed that at some caverns, and they had to like lug all the shit up there and like film in these caverns, and it's crazy because they made giant fake legs and had these guys in suits, grabbing it and stuff. And the crazy thing about it is like the forced perspective really makes it look like they're little tiny demons. And it's like
did they speed up the film somewhat to make them look?
I think they must have because they looked like slightly jerky, but they're in full on
huge. Like suits. You can't even tell. They showed one of the heads, and it's seriously
the head's like big,
fucking big.
Yeah, and you can't tell at all. And even
they're probably like 7 feet tall with full costume.
And the other really good forced perspective part, where you're just like, how the shit did they do that? Like once you learn it's not CGI, is the guy who falls and explodes into a bunch of them.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
That is crazy. There's a scene where there's like this zombie-ish type character that attacks one of the kids, attack the kids. Yeah, who's called the Workman. And he comes out and he's attacking them, and they get away, and they throw something at him, and it hits him in the face, a radio, and it hits him in the face, and he falls forward and hits the ground and explodes into a bunch of the little things. Well, what they actually did is they had a floor 12 feet below the floor they were filming on. They had the two main characters stand there. There's a hole cut in the floor. They have the guy over here that falls, and they already had it blocked out to where he was going to fall, so they had all the guys down there squeezed so they wouldn't be seen by the camera. And then as soon as the hit happened, they run everywhere, and they just, like, you know, cut the film where he's not there anymore, and it makes it look like he fell and just exploded in those things, but it's no CGI. It's all a practical in-camera
They just had to
effect.
build a 12-foot platform.
I know, it's so crazy. It's so nuts that they're able to do stuff like that, you know? And I mean, there's forced perspective's awesome. Like, that's how they film, like, a lot of stuff. That's how they make Gandalf look like he's big.
That's how they made Frodo go up to Gandalf's penis.
Oof. And that's
a lot of scenes, dude, where it hits him in the head.
That's how they make elf look giant in those shots with the elves. It's crazy though when you see the shot from a different angle, not where the camera's filming from, and they all look the same size.
Yeah, and they kind of move.
Yeah.
Even in Lord of the Rings, a scene where they're at the dinner table, they move just a little bit, and you're like, oh fuck, everybody's so far away.
Oh, you can tell once they actually like.
But it has to be lined up fucking exact.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's like such a. I like that people do practical effects.
What's the Gandalf's penis with Frodo's head?
That's his height. That's just the height.
I'm sorry, he's a fucking hobbit. But you see the size of Frodo's feet. Big feet. Big shoes.
Big feet mean big shoes.
Yeah, so I don't think any of this would have happened. Even that they did dig it up. It's just that he got that splinter in his hand and he leaves blood.
Oh, he got splinter in his hand at the
site and left some of his blood.
Oh yeah. So you think the blood opened up the hole?
Yeah.
I never even thought about that.
They wouldn't have showed it for.
Yeah.
You know, why are they going to show? Oh, yeah. Fuck. Oh. And fucking pulls out that splinter.
Yeah.
And he throws it down. And guess what? There's some fucking blood on it.
Tiny little drop of blood could end the world.
Dude, that scene at the end, I'm jumping ahead, but the scene at the end where all the demons and the fog and the smoke's coming out of the hole.
Dude, it's awesome.
That shit's creepy as fuck. The noise it's making, it sounds seriously like, have you ever listened to a real black hole? They have sounds of black holes now you can listen to online. Dude,
I don't even want to.
It is creepy. And that's what it sounds like. So whenever I hear it, it reminds me of a black hole. They record sounds.
Are you sure that scientists shouldn't just be like, oh, let's just like record this Gate movie and say it's a black hole?
It sounds just like it.
We, one of the things that made me really...
Did you turn off that fancy effect?
Yeah, a long time
ago.
Still talking. No, I can turn it back on if you want.
No.
Noise. You want to make that noise real quick?
Oh, that's what a black hole sounds like.
That probably worked good. I'm going to assume that worked good. The thing that I really liked about this movie when I saw it is all these kids are the same age as me. You know, I mean, I was actually the same age as them.
15?
Yeah, so I mean, you're like right there with the older kids.
With the sister?
Yeah. So it's like a weird. It's weird.
I was looking at the sister. I was like, man, the sister's hot. And what was Doug looking at? Fucking Terry's little round mouth.
Dude, that dude's mouth. Okay, look. My mouth is way out here like this. That little kid's mouth is as small, is like inside his nose. Like, it's like this big.
We were watching that shit today just to catch up on it.
His mouth's like this.
And Doug's like, that Terry kid has the cutest little round mouth.
That's not what I said.
Or something like that.
But his mouth is tiny.
And I said, I'm going to say that on the stream. I'm going to say that on the stream tonight. You said Terry has a cute little round mouth.
It's literally inside the width of his nose, like his whole mouth. It's weird. It's a weird little round mouth.
Sid, have you seen The Gate? Sid, has anybody seen The Gate besides Frankie?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, after he leaves the blood and he falls in. No, they don't fall in yet. They find the geode.
Yeah, they find a geode. that
Creepy Doug.
they find a geode, and well, there's one that's broke open. The workers that fall out of the root ball of the tree while they're dragging it away, and it's little, and so that's why they re-dig the hole, because Terry's like, I bet there's more.
We can get $100.
Yeah, we can get $100, and they dig it up.
Those things are worth a lot more now.
And they smash it open, and it's like this weird smoke comes out of it.
No, they don't smash it open.
They try to. They hit it.
They tried to, but Terry takes it home and he's jamming out. He's jamming out to his metal, jumping on the bed.
What? No.
Yeah,
it opens up in his bedroom.
I know, after he's jumping on the bed and the guy starts talking on the record.
No, it opens up though while Stephen Dorff is there.
Was Stephen Dorff in his room?
Yeah.
Okay then. They're playing the record. He's all jumping on the bed, and then it stops. He puts a cover over his head, and then he's all, the album's like, talking about, the guy's just mumbling some.
I feel like they were not.
And then it cracks open. That's when it cracks open, right after that.
I feel like they were not at Terry's house for that.
Yeah, they were.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it now. We'll just have to. I'll just have to take your word for it. But either way, it opens up and it's all like glowing, and lights are coming out of it, and smoke comes out of it, and that was really weird. Oh, they play the. But did they do that? They don't play the back. I can't remember.
It's not backwards. It's just playing, and the guy's saying an incantation.
Frankie said it was backwards.
It wasn't backwards, Frankie.
They later played.
He also said it was called True Crimes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then that they go out and they're once they dig the hole up and they get that thing out, like they leave the hole open and you see all of that. You see all those like moths coming out, flying out of the hole for a minute, and then Terry like throws some in a jar, and he's like, "I want to see how long it takes them to die." It's little
fucking metalheads, dude. That's why I don't hang around with metalheads anymore.
Yeah,
they're ruthless.
Then he's like,
they want everything to die.
Then he's like, I that's cruel. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to the moths? And the moths are weird. Like at one point they're like banging on all over Glenn's window. That's like some weird shit. It's like just weird. There's some weird stuff with moths in that movie, you know?
And then they start having weird apparitions appear. Terry goes downstairs and he sees his mom.
Yeah, his mom who had run away and abandoned him is like...
Well, fuck, I would abandon him too. Look at that little shitty redhead metalhead kid.
But he wasn't a metalhead until after that. Remember they say something about him getting weird after his...
Dad's not there, always working.
The dad's just like, the house was filthy. It was like pizza boxes with old pizza.
He was just eating the pizza out of the
There was like
boxes.
a pizza box near the sink. There was a pizza box on the oven. He just like is picking up old pizza and eating it. And there's just a sign that says, "Gone on business, be back later."
Not even a date.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
And then I was like, fuck it, man. Have the whole house to yourself.
Dude. Hey, Timmer.
The sperm demons.
Yeah, man. It's fucking weird. Terry's just like the ultimate latchkey kid.
You know what? The album doesn't open up the geode. It opens up, and then he brings the album and says, "We did it. This is what did it."
Oh, okay.
So we were both kind of right, kind of wrong.
Yeah, it just goes to hell real quick.
Yeah, he goes down to hug his mom, and he hugs fucking Angus.
Yeah. All of a sudden, is like mom that's like got smoke machine all around her. It's like going, Terry, come to mama. And then he's like, it's like he's in a dream state. It's like on acid or mushrooms or something.
That's exactly the way I felt. That whole scene is when I saw Crimes of the Future.
That's how you felt about the entire movie?
Yes.
That list I watched the other night said that was the biggest flop of the year. Horror movie. Biggest horror flop of the year.
It was fucking weird, dude. Okay, anyway. So
and all of a sudden, Terry like snaps to and he's screaming because he's holding Angus, the big sheepdog. But Angus is fucking dead. He dead. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to look at that.
Where?
Right. Timmer said it just got released on Waxworks.
What did?
The Gate.
Are you sure the Gate or what we're talking about? Crimes of the
Crimes of the Future.
Crimes.
I don't know.
Crimes of
Timmer, was it the Gate
crimes?
or Crimes of the Future?
Crimes
Time
Futures?
Crimes.
Time Crimes?
No, Time Cop. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Time Crimes?
I have a lot of Waxworks records. There's 3 of them on the wall behind your head, and they're not cheap. And there's some of them you listen to, you're like, God damn it, that's not a good record. Why did I just spend $40
I don't like
on it?
Angus. It sounds too much like anus. Sid said Angus sounds like a cool name.
It just makes me the Gate cool. The Gate metal record, that's cool. I'll have to check that out. No, to me, Angus just reminds me of AC/DC.
Yeah.
And Beef.
I never really been a
It
big.
reminds me of Beef.
I never really been a big
Angus is
AC/DC
beef.
fan.
I saw AC/DC in concert a couple years ago. It was fucking awesome. And I had some people with me that were like, I don't know anything about AC/DC. And then like halfway through the set, they're like, I know like nearly every one of these songs. And they just didn't know it was AC/DC.
They fucked up when they did the soundtrack too.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. That fucking truck was the shit. The big green face on it.
Jolly Goblin toy store.
Shit was awesome.
Goblin.
I don't care what anybody says. I like that movie.
It's fucking
It came out
total
when I was a
shit.
kid. I went to go see it. I fucking loved it. I loved it. Say Angus in a Scottish accent.
My Scottish accent is terrible.
Just
I
try
can't
it.
even try.
Just try it. Just try it.
I can't even do it. Can't do it. I don't even know how to say it.
Somebody would have to give it to me in a.
Can I have it in a sentence, please?
Could you give it to us phonetically, please? The Gate. He's hugging the dog. He wakes up and he's hugging the dog, and fucking Angus is dead. And they throw him
Angus.
to the side.
Angus.
So
Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, see. I told
Are you like, you got to be like that groundskeeper Willie? Groundskeeper Willie.
Or fucking Shrek.
Sid said she broke you. Yeah, Shrek.
Now I'm going to go home and fucking look in the mirror and practice for like 2 hours.
The dog, man, I want you to read what you read on the trivia the other day about the dog. I know you copied it down because this makes no sense to me because I'm pretty sure that is not a real dog. That's the dead one. Hey, Percio. But this is what it says about the dead dog in this movie. Okay, hit it.
When Eric was supposed to carry the body of Angus around to the garden to be buried, the actor struggled to carry it because of the weight. So the set designer, John Baker, brought it to a local taxidermist to have the organs removed to make it much lighter. What in the fuck does that mean?
That, for them to remove the organs would mean it was a real dog. Right? I mean, did you get that off Wikipedia or was that on IMDb? IMDb is a little bit more reliable because you have to actually have a pro account or you have to actually submit it and it has to be like, somebody has to check it. But Wikipedia, you can just like throw whatever the fuck you want on there.
I don't know.
Do you remember where you read that?
It was on IMDb.
Oh, it was IMDb?
Yes.
Dude, did they kill the dog?
There is no other explanation. It just has that, and that's it.
There's no, does it say does it say who submitted it or anything? It's just like, that's just one of the trivia questions. I mean, that would have meant they would have had to shoot the end of the movie before he dies because he's back alive at the end, or they would have to get 2 of the same dogs and kill one of them or the dog actually died during production, and they're like, let's just use this.
I don't fucking know, but that's so weird.
Oh, man. I mean, I hope that's real. I mean, I guess we could look at the end of the movie and see if it says, like, no animals were harmed in the making of this film.
Back then, they didn't give a shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, Timmer, that's what I saw, that it was filmed in Canada. Ooh, I just said A.
Yeah, so all this weird shit starts happening. They leave the sister in charge. The parents are like, I don't know, should we leave Al in charge to babysit?
And she's like, I'm 16.
Dude, when I was his age, my parents would leave me by myself.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like 12 and I started staying home alone. Of course, I grew up in Texas, so I had a gun when I was like 6, so...
Yeah, like, so I would be left alone all the time. My parents worked, you know? What the fuck do they expect?
Oh,
so they wind up trusting Al, the sister, to stay, and right away she throws a fucking party.
Well, I did like how the last thing they say before their scene ends is, and no parties, or something like that, and then it cuts to her opening the fucking door to a Rager. Her hair's all like 80s crimped out.
All these douchebags.
Do you remember all the commercials that used to be on TV for like the...
I had one.
The crimping irons?
Dude, I used to do my hair was real long, and I would just do one crimp. And I look cool, dude. I mean, I think I look cool. They used to call me a head in high school.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. They'd be like, he's a head. That's what they used to call headbangers.
Oh.
There was only like 5 of us, but we'd hang out.
So all the metal kids at our school in North Texas were just called stoners. Everybody just was like, oh, the stoners. Even if they didn't smoke weed, even if they weren't actually stoners, everybody just called them stoners.
There was the Kickers, because I went to Lee.
Mm-hmm.
The Rebels. There were the Kickers.
See, they called them ropers up north.
Funny ropers. They all wore fucking cowboy hats and fucking tight Wranglers. Wranglers and shit.
I always wondered, like, how do your balls survive in there? It seems so rough.
Whenever they'd have to be cleaning the back or something during lunch, I'd sit up. We had a big, what do you call those? Not vestibule. Where it was open in the middle of the school and there was benches and...
Oh, yeah. Like the Commons. We called ours the Commons, but I can't think of the real name of it.
I would just sit there and eat my fucking bologna and cheese sandwiches with mustard and a frozen Capri Sun that would melt right before lunch.
Nice.
And I would be sitting there and all of a sudden I'd get pelted with ketchup packets. I would just be sitting there.
By who?
By the fucking Kickers.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, I'd look at him and be like, whatever, dude. I didn't fucking give a fuck.
Yeah. We had like weird shit would go on. It'd be so weird throughout like junior high and high school.
But then right after high school, I started killing small animals. And moved up to young men. And I kind of stopped.
Kind of.
I'm 51 now. Every once in a while, I get in the mood.
The thing in our school was like all of a sudden, like just for no reason, they'd be like, Friday, ropers versus stoners, and there would be like this big fight. And I'm like, what's fucking why? It was so weird.
Red flags.
Look at the red flag flying around with a little witch hat.
Why is that a red flag?
Killing animals.
Small animals? I'm
Dude.
not talking dogs. I'm talking like baby squirrels and baby birds and
I want to get through
babies.
This. I want to get through this movie so we can talk about the other show we just started watching. I know that's really sad. So they try to cover the hole up. They just throw some wood over it. That doesn't really work. and that
the dad tells him, "You better get out there and fill in that hole, Mister."
Yeah.
Because dads back then said Mister.
The dad's like upset.
Not my dad. He'd be like, "Hey, asshole, get out there and fucking fill in the hole before I beat your ass."
But the
Made me who I am today.
once everything kicks off, once the parents leave town, you know, that's when he sees the dog, and
I want you to call mom.
yeah, they're
Call
talking
mom and
about
dad.
in order to get it to you know, to release the demons, then it needs a blood sacrifice, and this what happens is the girl, the boy she's crushing on, Al's boyfriend, he comes over and they're supposed to go out and they're like, well, we got this dead dog, and he's like, I'll take care of it, and he takes it to an animal shelter type place to try to like dump it off, but they're closed that day, and he's like, he just takes it back to the house and throws it in the fucking hole.
The real dog.
I don't know. Who knows? Is it a real dog? It didn't look real to me. And they would have to get that shooting done real quick because that thing would start getting stiff on them.
How long does it take? How long does it take before it starts smelling?
Well, you get rigor mortis first.
After like what? 4 hours?
Yeah, I mean, after like a day, it's like fully stiffened up, and then after the rigor mortis starts going away, that's when like real rot starts happening. So like 3 or 4 days. So I mean, they have a couple days, but they probably needed to wait till after the rigor mortis before the rot smell. So they would have about 2 days to shoot the dog without it.
They could have did that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, without the entrails too, it would have been.
I'm just wondering. I just want to find out about this. Like, I've watched a lot of stuff about this movie, and you telling me that is the first time I've ever heard anything about that. I mean, I watched every extra I've ever seen about this thing, but I've never heard anything about that until you told me that.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, man. Mr. Monkey said he got rigor. So yeah, man, I don't know. This movie to me is like kind of one of those perfect 80s movies. It just felt right when I saw it the first time. I still like it when I watch it. It's streaming now, and I actually watched it.
If watching an 80s movie feels right, I don't want to feel wrong. Is that the way it goes?
I don't know. But it was
Oh, wait.
This is one of the ones I really like.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah,
but I turned it into a 80s movie thing.
Yeah. If loving 80s movies is wrong,
then I don't want to be right.
I'm going to start an ASMR channel soon. It's going to be really good.
Next is when the worker comes out of the wall.
Yeah. At the party, they're having the little kids aren't kind of allowed down there. Terry and what's his name? Fuck, Gabe. God dang it.
Angus?
No, Angus is the dog. Terry and Glenn. And Terry and Glenn are kind of sitting on the stairs watching, and they're like, Glenn's like, or Terry's like, let's go down and party. And, like, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so they go down there, and this one girl is there. One guy's telling a ghost story about their house, saying that
there's always that one chick, dude.
He's telling a story about a worker that died while they were building their house, and no one wanted to get in trouble, so they just buried him in the walls. And then there's a girl who's
probably illegal, right?
There's a girl who gets to bury him in the walls. Yeah, it's all like Sicario style.
I was about to say that.
They get Glenn, and they're like going to do light as a feather, stiff as a board thing. And they fucking levitate his ass up to the ceiling, like he rips the ceiling light out and stuff. Like
Speaking of stiff as a board, What's up, Mr. Monkey?
He literally starts floating, and they're like, that was an illusion. I'm like, this little motherfucker was floating. He hit the ceiling.
Dude, I remember when I was in middle school, they did this to this little Mexican kid.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
And dude, they picked him up and threw him. I remember, I still see it in my head. He went up so high and he landed on his fucking head.
That's
and
messed
he was
up.
crying. And all these kids were laughing. And I was like, man, why the fuck would you say you were going to do that? It worked. They all picked him up with 2 fingers. But there was also 27 of them. I don't know. No, there was only like 4. But he went up high, dude. They threw his ass up.
That's messed up. Timmer, I've seen several skinny puppy shows in my lifetime, and worked a couple, and yeah, some of their props are pretty awesome.
Whatever. I guess y'all never been to a Watain show.
Well, they actually kill things, I think.
No, Watain. So Watain is this black metal band, and they set up their stage as an actual ritualistic form.
Yeah, and they actually
They light
get real
candles.
pig heads, and
They use candles with symbols on them, and it came out on a video where they had a ritualistic candle burning, and the manager went out there and grabbed the candle and
died.
No,
of a heart attack.
They got fucking pissed, and they're like, "What are you doing? You ruined the ritual. He will be angry." Like, they were like, for real. Like,
Yeah, fuck those dudes.
man, don't you ever talk about Watain, dude. I better watch. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to work, and you're not gonna fucking be there. I'm gonna come to your house, knock on your door, and there's gonna be. I'm gonna look through a little hole in there to your door, and there's gonna be blood all over the
That's
kitchen.
fine. Watain's blood if they come try to do some shit here.
So anyway, they played it. They played at the White Rabbit here, dude. I used to be able to just go on stage and go to the back and meet the bands and shit. Holy fuck! I walked in the back. Excuse me. I almost fucking threw up. I was in the back gagging. It smelled. It was rotten, like rotten fucking meat. So when they're touring in their van, they have in their trailer, they stop and pick up roadkill, and they'll cut the heads off, and they'll take out the organs. So they have these totes, and they open it up, Doug. Fucking animal heads just crawling with maggots.
That's red flags right there.
And then they go, and
what's going to stop them from killing people and doing
these
that?
candles have spikes on them, and they put the actual heads, and they save the blood, whatever they can get. They go to meat markets and get blood, and they throw it in the crowd. It came on CNN that they doused their audience with blood, and people were like, "Oh my god!" They showed the people like covered in blood, and I'm like, "Cool, you just made Watain even more famous." Well, Jen was like, "Fuck no, you're not putting that shit on the stage." She was like, "You can put one small thing." They fucking had a heart, and they put the heart, and it was in the middle, and it was fucking black. Rotten black heart from an animal.
That's just gross.
It's like that big. Black, Doug. It was so fucking gross.
I want to move on from this. This is gross.
I just wanted to tell you. Timber wanted to tell about skinny puppy props. I'm saying that this... And people, this is it. This is the last part. People were jumping up and slapping the heart from the stage, and I'm like,
those are all those people are all gonna be mass murderers.
They're really nice, though.
To your face.
No.
Then they stab you in the back and put your heart on stage.
Shit, go out like that. I'm down. Okay, so anyway,
I don't like anyone who's that into any religion. I don't care what religion it is. I'm just like...
Now we're getting into territories I don't want to go to.
You're the one that brought it up.
I just brought up Watain and their animals. I said nothing about the religion.
Yeah, but that's why they're doing it. Now we gotta like shut the fuck up and put on some wigs.
God damn it, Sid. Ah, crap. I'm gonna look like fucking Ariel's tranny fucking brother.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever gotten this one. This is your least favorite. I got your least favorite one.
Ariel's tranny brother. Arturo.
Oh, yeah. This one still smells like Chris. Wait, do I want to put it on this way? Is it better with this in the front? Is it better with the bun in the front or in the back?
It's supposed to be.
You think it's supposed to be in the front?
I can't see shit.
You're so metal. That's how you looked in high school, huh?
I put it on backwards because I don't want bangs.
Let me see. I gotta find this thing. That's how you looked in high school, right? Except for it was like crimped a little bit. I don't think that one has bangs. Oh, maybe it does. Yeah, you're right. It does. But they're long bangs. That's gonna your real hair is like Velcro right now because it's just starting to grow out.
I might get it cut tomorrow.
So they perform the satanic ritual by throwing a dog into the pit unknowingly and awaken all the demons. That looks pretty good. You look pretty good.
Holy fuck, dude. I just realized I look like my aunt. I look like my fucking aunt.
Shit, her mustache is about the same as yours.
Yeah, no shit. That's why I said that. My aunt's mustache is fucking majestic, dude. Her favorite fucking actor is Tom Selleck.
Oh, man. I really like this one. This one is so shiny. I can't wait until Halloween's over. In 4 days, I'm going to the spirit store and cleaning up on the wigs. I'm going to be like, half off, I'll take all of them.
Yep. You know what I do? I go to the Walgreens and clean up on the candy.
I'm trying not to eat candy right now. I feel like it's fattening me up.
Every time I try to order on Amazon, everything's sold out. I don't like to get down and get down off the car.
So what happens?
Are Mexicans the only ones to say that? When you say you're going to get off the car, what do you...
Dude, get out of the car?
See, when I used to say that to my friend Ricky, he would be like, why are you going to be on top of the car?
Well, you know what's weird is no one likes to get out of their car in Texas, especially in the summer. So sometimes you'll go to like Chick-fil-A or one of those places and there'll be like 4,000 people in line. And if you just pull up and walk inside, you get your food in like 2 seconds. Because people are afraid to fucking get out. See, you don't like getting out of your car.
I'm fucking agoraphobic, dude. I'm almost fucking like totally. I hate people. Like, I don't even know how I'm doing this right now.
I'll eat candy on Halloween, but I'm just trying not to eat any because I've eaten like 2 bags of Halloween candy and like I started feeling real diabetic. You can do this because we're just in a storage shed and no one else is here.
Yeah, but there's like 2 people watching us.
That's cool. The sacrifice happens, and then what's the next thing that happens?
That's when the worker comes out.
The workman comes out
and grabs Terry. And then Terry shows up a little while later, all fucking demonic, and bites Glenn on his chorizo. And Glenn stabs him in the eye.
Oh, shit. But he doesn't die. He definitely doesn't die because he's in the second one. Dude, I love score bars. But really, we don't have score bars here. We have Heaths mostly.
I don't like anything with toffee.
Score bars have kind of fallen by the wayside in Texas, I feel like. I don't ever see them anymore. I see Heaths everywhere.
When I went up to Seattle, I fucking loaded up on Rocky Roads. You remember the Rocky Roads?
I'm here to talk about diabetes.
I think the fucking worst goddamn fucking candy they ever made was that one that was chocolate filled with raisins. Do you remember that one? Chunky? That shit was fucking good.
No, Chunky was the little square one.
I know.
So there were a bunch of... There were different kinds. It depends what color package you
That was the most ridiculous...
It looked like a piece of baking chocolate with raisins in it.
Oh, it was fucking gross. I think that's why I hate raisins. I don't care for raisins. I'll eat them in oatmeal cookies, but...
What happens with Terry? Does he come back?
Yeah, he comes back and bites fucking...
No, I mean after that. He gets
kinda
stabbed
just-
in the eye, and then
Yeah,
he's
he
just
kind of
not.
just like disappears. So you're like, fuck, Terry's gone.
So how do they end up closing the gate? I can't remember.
They fucking hold on.
Oh, it's because he. Oh, I remember. The big. There right after all that shit happens, the big demon shows up.
He has to sacrifice a demon, and the rocket means a symbol of love because he loves his sister.
Yeah. Well,
And him killing, if they kill Al and Terry,
it's the end of the
it's
world.
the end of the world.
Yeah, because they need some human. They need human. If they can get X amount of human blood, they'll be able to take over the world. So they already get Terry because he's been turned into it, and then they're trying to get Al and trying to get Glenn, and Glenn, for some reason, this giant fucking monster pops up through the house.
It's supposed to be old gods.
Yeah, the old guy pops up. He just picks up Glenn and like looks at him and then sets him back down. And I don't know why he did that. Why he didn't just like get him and maybe he's starting to turn him into it because maybe him picking him up was him turning him into a demon because remember the eyeball shows up in his hand.
Terry's eye.
Oh, okay. And then he because he stabbed him. And so then he stabs his own hand to poke the eye out, which is pretty cool. But then his eye is just bleeding. And
he's all, fuck.
And he's like, how am I going to stop this giant fucking stop motion demon? And he goes and gets this giant rocket that he's been talking to his sister about because him and his sister keep, I guess they used to shoot rockets together, but as she's like getting older and liking boys, she's like, I don't care about this anymore. And
kind of like Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever she stopped liking the Woody.
No, the other one.
When she started liking the Woody and stopped liking the toys.
Yes. So sad. That seems really sad.
That's
a different stream now.
our Disney stream, our Pixar stream. But he goes and gets this rocket and he fires it at the demon, and because the rocket symbolized love, because they found out that they had to have something that was like love that would stop the demon, right?
Oh, it was the reason he gets the eye is because that's why he picks up Glenn and he pats him on the head
because he's giving him the eye. Yeah, he's turning him into.
Yeah,
turning him into. But I think that's what it is. He stabs the eye out and then goes and gets the rocket and blasts that.
The fucking demon reemerges after he pokes the eye out.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he has the rocket ready and he shoots it.
I never liked how the rocket looks when it goes into his body.
Yeah. You mean like the little sparks and stuff coming out?
No. That's cool. When it goes inside, it's like, it's made out of plastic. Come on.
Yeah. You can see, yeah. You're saying because of the puppet?
Yeah, it just
the way they made it look like it went through his skin. Yeah, I mean they were working on a really small budget.
And but that looked for the old Rock and Roll Nightmare. I don't think I've seen that, Timmer. The old god in the movie was supposed to be made out of entrails, but they deemed it too much. And also Glenn and what's his name? Terry. Glenn and Terry were supposed to be even more assholes than being so nice. It's weird, right? How they change everything.
Yeah.
It's because it was the guy who wrote the script. It's based on his life.
Yeah.
His stories.
That dude. I mean, this is to me like this is like the only thing that really I know that he wrote. I mean, there's other things, but he's done like directing and producing and stuff. But kind of looking over his credits, I'm like, man, this is the only thing he wrote that I like. And it's weird because it's not like he wrote a bunch of this kind of stuff, you know. It's just how it is.
Yeah, and then it just kind of ends kind of weird. Angus comes out of the closet, the dog, he's back to life.
Yeah.
And then Terry and Al come out of the closet and they're normal.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then they go outside and look at the destruction. The whole house is fucked.
Yeah, the house is like done.
And it just ends.
They're just sitting there like kind of like,
what the fuck are we going to tell mom and dad?
yeah, what are we going to, yeah. You know who I hated? Those two sisters, the twins. I guess they were supposed to be twins. Her best friends. Man, they sucked.
Those are the girls I went to school with.
Oh, they were rough. I did not like them at all. Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. I like it.
Oh, I just had a fucking terrible flashback to high school.
I just saw that Rock and Roll Nightmare is on one of the streaming services we have, but I can't remember which one it is.
So...
Oh, man, I forgot about we were wearing these wigs.
In high school, we were in home ec. I had to take home ec. That's how I learned how to wash dishes.
I had to take home ec because they made us.
And
one semester.
The teacher wanted us to be like, everybody has their limits on how close you should be to somebody, and it was weird. I just remember that.
What do you mean? How close you should be to somebody?
Boxes. Everybody has their own space, their own cube.
Okay.
So they got this fucking cheerleader chick that reminded me of one of the girls from the movie. And I had to walk. I was embarrassed, dude. They got me. I'm a fucking metalhead. And they made me, like, I'm from here to the fucking storage shed roller thing, which is about, what, 10 feet?
10 feet, yeah.
And then the teacher goes, okay, start walking. And then she goes, and you say stop when you think he's too close.
And you probably took like half a step, and she's like, stop.
One fucking step, dude. And she was like, stop. And everybody started laughing on her friends. I'm like, ah, fucking embarrassing. And I was like, that's why motherfuckers like you got killed in fucking slasher movies. For real, dude. She was such a cunt.
She was probably afraid of you. You were a metalhead with crimped hair.
Just one strip, dude, of crimped hair. I looked like one of the vampires from The Lost Boys.
I'm sure that's what you feel like you looked like. You were like, I'm fucking badass when waking up in the morning crimping your hair.
Just one strip, not the whole thing. Listen to me.
I know, man. I know, because whenever, I'd be like, oh, man, I really got to get this. You remember when everybody was like just dyeing little strips of their hair? Like bleaching little strips of their hair. Everybody had like the fucking peroxide, the 80s and 90s peroxide bleach. Oh, man, so rough. So, as far as this movie, what are the parts you really like about it?
I like the whole story. I thought it was cool.
It's a good story.
Two kids open up a gate, a porthole.
Yeah.
A portal. Yeah, Mr. Monkey, she was jealous of my fucking hair. My hair was badass, dude. When I would get it trimmed, the fucking hairstylists would be like, you have no fucking split ends. You have baby hair.
And you're all like...
And I was like, thanks. You should see my pubes. My Publix.
Gross.
That's what I used to call them, Publix.
What did you dislike about this movie?
The main old god. I think it should have been less alien.
Like more goddish, less alien looking. I think I really like the story, and like I said, this is a nostalgic like movie to me because it's the first movie I ever legally bought a PG-13 ticket to, because I had just turned 13 when this came out. And I turned 13 like 2 weeks after it came out. And then and yeah, it's crazy. I like remember everything about that day. Going to that mall, going to the gold mine. That was the old arcade. It was like a gold mine. It had like, piers and beams going across like you were in a mine shaft.
Have you been to the Aztec? Not far up the street from here?
The Aztec Theater?
No, that's the wrong one. There's one that has a whole arcade in it. The movie theater.
Oh, no. I don't know about that. No. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, it did. It looked like, Frankie said it looked like Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, it kind of did. What I didn't like about the movie is that they killed a real dog to make the movie, apparently.
It's just a
according
fucking
to that
dog.
trivia.
It's just a dog.
I love dogs.
He's probably old.
I love dogs. If they could have killed 4,000 cats, I wouldn't have given a shit. If they kill a dog, I'll be upset.
I love Lamp.
Okay.
I love Lamp.
Is there anything else that you got to say about this?
No, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's just a good 80s fucking horror movie. Not really scary.
No, not scary. It's PG-13. You know, there's not a lot of PG-13 horror movies out there that are really good. I mean, Poltergeist, this thing, Pray for the Devil, that's coming out in a week or two, is supposed to be really good.
That's PG-13?
Yeah, it's PG-13.
How are they going to do that?
Yeah, PG-13. I think it's because horror is getting so big right now, they're trying to grab a younger audience. Yeah, no real gore. Just a good old kids versus demons story.
Or one of the kids is fucking metal.
Yeah, just like you, without the crimped hair.
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay, I think we should wrap up this the gate and move on, because I am more excited about what I watched and witnessed last night on Netflix than I have been about stuff in a while.
It's fucking great.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, will you say his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
He just came out with a new series that he produced, and I think are all the stories based on? No, they're not all based on his short stories, but some of them are based on his short stories, but they've been adapted for the screen by various directors that he picked, and it is awesome. The very first one is directed by another guy named Guillermo, and and it's called Cabinet of Curiosities. And man, I love everything about Guillermo del Toro except for his weight. I'm really worried about him.
Are you fucking fat shaming him?
No, I'm worried about him. He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That dude is huge now. He's like a fucking little bowling ball.
You fucking let him do what he wants.
I don't want him to die.
Let him be fat.
I'm not stopping him from being fat. I don't want him to die of heart disease or something.
Let him.
But man, that dude is a fucking storyteller. And this shit that he has curated for this thing is amazing so far. I'm 3 episodes in. How many have you watched so far?
3.
Okay. Which one's your favorite one of the first 3?
Oh, fuck. I think it's a toss-up between episode 1, 2, and 3.
I would say...
So the first... We're not going to give any spoilers. But the first director is Guillermo del Toro. He was a cinematographer for Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay. Because I think most of these people are people that he's worked with.
Yeah, and he directed Lot 36.
Yeah, which is...
Fucking amazing actors. It's just... Fuck, like... The cinematography's great. Like, dude. If it's a period piece, they fucking go all in, dude. Episode 2.
Do you know how it did some really good, him walking through the hallways did some, like, it actually has some, like, kind of tense moments.
Tension because of the light.
Because of the light. It's like the same, it's like, you know in The Shining when they're in the maze and the camera's following them and they turn the corner first, and so you're kind of like wanting to look around the corner like you're already kind of tensed out. Like, that's how I kind of felt in that scene. I'm like, oh God, what's around the corner? Like, they did a really good job with that dude. The actor, what's that actor's name?
Tim Blake Nelson.
Oh my God, so good. Buster Scruggs.
Scruggs and Oh Father, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, he did such a good job. He was so good in this thing.
Yeah, he plays an ex-vet that buys a storage locker to pay off bets that he lost. And he goes and starts cleaning it out and starts, shit just starts going. It's mysterious. You don't know what the fuck's going on. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
No spoilers. We're not going to spoil this for you. It's fucking great. Like, the makeup's great. Like, everything's great.
Oh, dude. The ending, that makeup, I mean, I know it's a CGI stuff, but man, I really like that.
We said no
at the end.
spoilers, Doug.
CGI? Saying CGI?
But yeah, it's they're hour long. They're hour long episodes.
Yeah.
Delmar.
That's him.
Man, he was so good in that too. That dude's because you're gonna be on. Chris said, "How come y'all didn't want me on?"
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know either. So that's the first episode. Lot 36.
Chris Halloween.
Chris Halloween.
And then the second episode is called Rats.
Graveyard Rats.
And it's about some rats in a graveyard. It's about grave robbers and rats.
This grave robber, he works in a cemetery. He eyes the riches to pay off a fucking debt again.
Yeah.
But this one it's a double whammy. Like,
yeah, dude.
The makeup is great. Everything about this episode was fucking great too.
So far, that one is my least favorite of the three.
Really?
Yep.
The first one's the least favorite of mine.
Oh, really? Well, the first one, these are short stories. They're not complete. Wrapped up tales necessarily. So
that's the way it should be. Short stories, you're always like, "Fuck,
sure.
What happened?"
For sure. But the second one, I just I liked it a lot. I really liked it a lot. But it was I think it was kind of, I don't know, it just wasn't as intriguing to me as the other two. I mean, but there's some great stuff in it. What about the third one? What's it called?
The third one is called The Autopsy.
The Autopsy. Holy shit, that was my favorite one by far.
Yeah, this one you have to you find out the story. It's about the sheriff is investigating a dead body, and he brings in his friend, who's a doctor, to do the autopsy on the body they found. Holy fuck, this is my favorite one.
Yeah, me too. By far, this is my favorite
fucking great. The makeup is fucking perb.
Yeah.
That fucking ending. That's all I'm going to say.
Just
I'm not going to say anything.
The whole story of this one.
F. Murray Abraham plays the doctor. Dude, these fucking actors they're getting is just...
Yeah, they have great actors for this thing. But yeah. If you have Netflix, these are... They're so great. They're so great. I'm watching more tonight after you after you go home
Glenn Turman plays the sheriff, who is also the teacher from Gremlins.
Yeah.
That's what I remember him for all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just saw episodes 1, 2, and 3. Daddy Glitter Shrek. The third one is my fucking favorite to date. Well, they dropped 4 episodes. Today they dropped the other 4. And I read today Dreams of a Witch House, which is already made from Masters of Horror from Stuart Gordon.
Yeah.
They reviewed it today, and they said this is the best H.P. Lovecraft adaptation ever put on film.
And when's it supposed to come out?
It's already out.
Oh, it is out?
Yeah, today, 27th. They all dropped. The rest of them.
God.
So I'm so excited to see that. And guess who comes out?
Who?
Crispin fucking Glover.
That's awesome.
Yes, of course, dude, he should be in one of these. Yeah, so...
He should have been in the Rats one.
He should be in fucking all of them. That dude's so fucking weird, it's great.
I know.
But yeah, no spoilers. If you have a chance, fucking watch these. It's my favorite series.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Of any horror anthology. They don't fuck around. People die, the gore is great, it's fucking great.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, definitely watch those especially if you're into, obviously if you're into horror, but...
My favorite part of each one is Guillermo coming out.
Yeah,
and pull out the little trinket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep waiting for him to say fuck. That man cusses so much. Have you
I
seen
know,
interviews?
in his interviews, he's like.
I was gonna say Willard Panama
That's
Red.
why I said he should have been in Rats.
Yeah, Willard.
Willard.
Yeah, they're interviewing fucking Guillermo, and he's talking about Pan's Labyrinth and the frog. He's like, I told them to bring the frog, and I get here, and it's a big fucking frog during the interview, and they're like, typical Mexican. Oh, I love Guillermo. He's my favorite director.
I thought he was from Spain.
He probably is from. No, he's from Mexico, dude.
I have no idea. And
Yeah,
I love everything he does.
Dude, a lot of his stuff has to deal with the. I mean, he writes all his. That's why I love him, dude. He fucking writes all of these dark fucking fairy tales.
I thought he was from Spain because of the Franco War stuff that he wrote. You know, Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know if he's from Spain or not.
Fuck, I had something I was gonna say about him. I forgot.
I don't know.
You fucking threw me off. Son of a bitch. Yeah, see? No, bro. Mexico.
I'll ask him myself when we interview him on the show.
Shit, I'd fucking pass out, dude. I would just keep passing out.
You would wake up and pass out. Yeah, I think that's an awesome one. I'm gonna watch a couple more tonight. However many I can squeeze in.
I have to go home.
I gotta swing by Whataburger and get me a shake, and then
I have to go home and watch Scream.
Oh man, I've seen Scream so many times. I can probably recite that one. I honestly, okay, here, we can talk about it tomorrow, but I think that Scream I think it's my favorite Wes Craven movie. And then the second one, it just gets like super meta, and the third one's even crazier. The third one, you haven't seen the second or third one, so I won't talk about it tonight, but tomorrow we can talk about it. But the third one, it has some shortcomings. And then I've never seen the fourth one, and I've never seen the 2022 one.
Cool, bro. But you ruined it the other day.
I didn't ruin it. You walked in on me watching it. You should just watch them all tonight. Just watch all three. Watch the fourth one and tell me something about it. I know all about what the fourth one's about. I just didn't care to see it because he wasn't supposed to make a fourth one, and then fucking 10 years later, he's like, "Let's make a fourth one."
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to wrap up.
There's too many, dude. I can't watch that many Screams.
It was supposed to be a trilogy.
Scream 2, Electric Boogaloo.
It's supposed to be a trilogy. Okay, so should we get out of here?
You know the guy that directed Autopsy? You know what he directed, right?
No. I haven't looked at anything about it. I've only watched the show.
Put on that effect. He also directed The Empty Man, The Empty Man, The Empty Man, The Empty Man.
That was pretty good. I'm going to give you a different one, and then you can tell people what they should do. Think we should get out of here?
Yeah. I think tomorrow y'all should tune in again to us, to watch us. We're going to have a special guest. We're gonna have a special guest on here. What sound effect is it? Better not be anything stupid.
No, it was an echo.
We're gonna have a guest tomorrow. But yeah, tune in tomorrow at 8 and tune in and talk shit.